Welcome back, students. In this class of fractions and decimals, chapter 2, exercise 2.5, we have question 7. Question 7, Dinesh went from place A to place B and from there to place C. A is 7.5 kilometers from B and B is 12.7 kilometers from C. This is one person, that is Dinesh. Next, Ayub went from place A to place D and from there to place C. D is 9.3 kilometers and from A, and C is 11.8 kilometers from D. Who traveled more and by how much? So the diagram is given in the book. That is, two persons travel from A to D. So that is the problem, and we have to find out who traveled more and how much. So this is like this: A to B, and this is C. So two persons traveling A, B, C, D, they are given. One more, they are given same thing. Like this is the diagram. So A, B, C, D is the distance traveled. First we'll see Dinesh. Distance traveled, what are the data given? Traveled by Dinesh from, that is A to B, they are given. A to B is equal to 7.5 kilometers. Same thing, the distance traveled by Dinesh from B to C is equal to how much? 12.7 kilometers. So then add, that is the distance from A to B plus the distance traveled by Dinesh. You can write Dinesh, since two persons are there. Dinesh from B to C. So both you have to add, that is AB plus BC. This one AB plus BC. So write down the numbers: 7.5 kilometers plus 12.7 kilometers. Add these two, you will get 20.2 kilometers. So this is the distance traveled by Dinesh from A to B and B to C. Now we'll see the distance traveled by Ayub. One more person is there, Ayub, from A to D. They are given as 9.3 kilometers. Same thing, the distance traveled by Ayub from D to C is equal to 11.8 kilometers. Therefore, add the distance traveled by Ayub from A to D plus the distance traveled by Ayub from D to C. Add both. What are the data given? That is 9.3 kilometers plus 11.8 kilometers, which will be equal to 21.2 This one is 20.2 and this is 21.1 kilometers. Now compare. What is the question? Who traveled more? Now comparing, which is the number? That is distance traveled by Dinesh is 20.2. Distance traveled by Ayub is 21.1. Now comparing, who traveled more? That is Ayub. The distance traveled by Ayub is greater than the distance traveled by Dinesh. So what is the number? The number is, the distance traveled by Ayub is 21.1 kilometers is greater than Ayub and Dinesh's 20.2 kilometers. So who traveled more is Ayub traveled more. Ayub traveled by more. One more question they have asked. More. How much is means subtract the distance traveled by Ayub minus the distance traveled by Dinesh. That is 21.1 kilometers minus 20.2 kilometers. So hardly you will get, that is 21.1 kilometers subtract 20.2 kilometers. So you'll get around 1 point something. That's all. Uh, 11 minus means 0.9 kilometers. So finally we can conclude it as .9 kilometers. So after subtracting, so I'll write here distance traveled by Ayub minus distance traveled by Dinesh is equal to, that is 21.1 minus kilometers minus 20.2, which is equal to 0.9 kilometers. We convert this into meter. Therefore 0.9 kilometers into meter into 1000. So 1 kilometer is 1000 meters into, which is equal to 900 meters. So Ayub traveled 900 meters more than Dinesh. So this is the solution. So we finished the question 7. Now question 8. Question 8 is Shama bought 5 kg 300 gram apples and 250 grams mango, and one more person, Sarala, bought 4 kg 800 grams oranges and 4 kg 150 grams bananas Who bought more fruit? Who bought more fruit? So there are two persons who are purchasing fruits. We have to find out who is the purchase more. So first that is mangoes. So Shama bought is equal to what, 5 kgs 300 grams apples. Okay, first. Then Shama bought is equal to how much? One more is there, that is mangoes. 3 kg 250 grams of mangoes. So total weight of fruits Shama bought. So add this, that is total weight of the apples plus weight of apples plus weight of mangoes. So add both, that is how much? 5 kg 300 gram plus 3 kg 250 grams. Add, you will get 8 kg add this 8 the 550 grams. So total fruits brought by Shama is. Now we'll move on to Sarla. Sarla bought, what are the fruits? Oranges and bananas. Bought is equal to 4 kg 800 grams bananas, and Sarla bought one more oranges. This is oranges, and she bought again 4 kg 150 grams bananas. Now add total fruits, total weight of fruits bought by Sarla is equal to weight of apples, no, weight of oranges plus weight of bananas. Now add these two, that is 4 kg 800 grams plus 4 kg 150 grams, which will be equal to 8 kg 950 grams. 950 grams. Now we have to compare. What is the question? Who bought more fruits? So finally, comparing these two, that is Sarla Shama is equal to how much? Fruits is equal to 8 kg 550 grams, and Sarla's fruits is 8 kg 950 grams. Therefore, finally comparing Sarala greater than Shama, that is 8 kg 950 grams is more than 8 kg 550 grams. Finally, therefore Sarala bought more fruits. So this is the solution for the question, that is 7 and 8. If you have any doubt, comment me, subscribe my channel, share and like all the videos. Thank you.